Hello friends and patriots, Rikochee here. I have an extremely important update for you today and for everyone, regardless of your political platform or your registration. My message today is about America, our Constitution, and the foundational principles of God and country this great nation was founded on. Now, I don't think I need to tell anyone that our nation, our Constitution, and the freedoms we've all enjoyed for 243 years are in danger. We are under attack from a pre-planned and premeditated coup derived and initiated by the Socialist Communist Party even before the 2016 election took place. Now, up front, I'm telling you what I'm going to say is based on years of research and personal experiences, as well as documented facts that are not being published by the fake news media at any level. Point blank, America's in trouble. Our Constitution and our Bill of Rights are in trouble. Our religious freedom is in trouble. Our freedom to freely shop, purchase, and consume anything, to include food, gasoline, housing, clothing, and medical supplies, it's in trouble. Our freedom to own a car, a boat, property, a home, they're all in trouble. Our freedom to have our own bank, checking and savings accounts, or own stocks and bonds is in trouble. Our freedom of education for ourselves and our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren is at risk. So what I'm telling you is that your established way of daily life is in danger. Now, you can spin what I've said any way you like, but if you discard the wisdom of this old man, this veteran, and true patriot, your future is not going to be bright and full of dreams. It's most likely going to be full of disaster and full of misery, famine, control, and possibly even your own death. Communism, socialism, fascism, and the Nazi playbooks are all different in their methods of achieving their end goal. However, their end goals, they're exactly the same. Absolute power and control over the people. Once they slowly obtain their power, your own demise is 100% sealed. The reason I'm doing this video is to expose how they get that power. Believe it or not, you and I are the ones giving them that power. That's right. They're certainly subtle in their camouflage agendas, but we the people just love to sip on their poison Kool-Aid. Please pay close attention as I lay this out for you to help you better understand it. It all starts in our small communities. The Socialist Party starts placing selected individuals in strategic, precise locations to run for small offices like city council, mayor, state representative, and even governor. They're very, very patient people. What Americans don't grasp is that the trouble we're facing didn't really start back in 2016 when President Trump was elected. Nor did it start during the Obama administration or even the Bush administration. Their plan to overthrow our American Constitution and our God started way back in the 50s, or maybe even earlier. 70 years ago, socialists have been working behind the scenes to put people in key cities, those with the most electoral votes, to be able to control the outcome of our elections, thus giving them control. Think about it. I'm talking about California, New York, Oregon, Washington, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Vermont, Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Hawaii, and Washington, D.C. Those 19 states control 242 of the 270 electoral votes needed to win the presidency. That fact means that with only 28 more electoral votes from any combination of remaining states wins the presidential election. So for illustration, if the Democratic Party won those 19 states I just mentioned, and then won the single state of Texas with its 38 electoral votes, the race would be over. I use the state of Texas for a reason. Texas is under massive manipulation by the Socialists to turn Texas blue. That's right, especially along the border towns. Now, New Mexico, Arizona, and Louisiana, they're also under invasion. But here's my point. Both Louisiana and New Mexico have already placed a very left liberal governor in the office. And they're fighting President Trump with every breath they take to avoid building the border wall. Michelle Lujan Grisham in New Mexico and John Bel Edwards in Louisiana, they want open borders so that they can slowly place these illegals in small communities to ensure that these communities turn blue. But most importantly, stay blue. So what we're seeing is they're establishing power in small communities which eventually consume the entire state and end up like California and New York. You need to clearly understand this, and it's been part of their ultimate plans to take over America. You know, the really sad part is that we, the people, we've allowed this to happen. Let me make it clear with a practical example for you, okay? A gun, it needs a person to make it kill, to pull the trigger. But a person, they don't need a gun to make it kill. They can do it in many ways. And one of those ways is through control. Lenin once stated, the best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves. Now, it doesn't get much clearer than that. When they obtain control, if you don't like what they do, they kill you. It's plain and simple. Look at Venezuela right now. Look at the communist China. Look at the people in Hong Kong, what's going on right now over there. Folks, that's exactly what we're facing right now. This very second in this journey, in this life. This is not about your political preferences. It's about your country, your constitution, your flag, your freedom, and your literal personal existence. All of this complete insanity and impeachment rhetoric is a planned coup against we the people, and it's disguised now as an attempt to unseat a duly elected president. Believe me, it's much, much deeper than that. We've gone through these stages for 3 years. Collusion, obstruction, Stormy Daniels, taxes, Ukraine, whistleblowers, and now the newest, the impeachment frenzy. They know they cannot impeach our president because the Senate would never approve of their articles of impeachment. But they want you to believe that and to focus on their inane narratives so America will doubt or maybe question the integrity of our president. Now, I personally believe the remaining 19 clowns running for office are only there to set up their real candidate, Hillary Clinton. The socialist left absolutely knows none of their clowns can even stand in the same zip code as President Trump. So why would their clowns candidates be pushing this far, far left, impossible socialist agenda on you and the American people? Distraction. That's what it's all about. Deception, distraction. While we're all saying and thinking, these people have lost their friggin' minds. Well, in the background and unseen is a movement through the DNC and deep state to throw Hillary Clinton into the race. And I truly believe that. But as I said, they're very patient. They're using this impeachment narrative to confuse as many conservative voters as possible, to increase their chances of making Hillary Clinton look like a hero popping in the race right at the last minute to save the day and the American people. But here's the real truth. The only thing a Clinton presidency would create would be the absolute collapse of the American economy that was created by Donald Trump. Now, it would be the imminent destruction of our military, and you'd see the aid and abetting of our nuclear enemies, not to mention the collapse of our stock market and our oil and gas industries. That's what they want, control. And that's their plan, to destroy America as we know it. So right now, we have a choice. Do we collectively allow the socialists to win and take control of our nation and destroy our freedoms and our way of life? Or do we do the only thing possible to stop their mission? So how do we do that, you might ask? Well, let's examine our choices. Even if my personal belief regarding Hillary Clinton entering the race is wrong, one of the other 19 clowns will represent the Socialist Democratic Party in the race and the destruction of your rights. Now, currently, you may not like or agree with our president, and that's okay. But if you care about your country, yourself, your children, your grandchildren, and your families, you'd have to you really need to think. You must understand your vote, it's not Trump versus the Democratic candidate. It's really only about freedom versus socialism and their control of every single aspect of you and your family's lives. This is not a joke or a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. If you cast your votes on November the 3rd, 2020, for any candidate in any race who does not fully support President Trump's agenda to keep America great, you're voting for your own destruction and demise, which history proves it could be your very own life. As an American, if you believe in your freedom and you want to ensure you have the right to free speech, to own and bear arms, to worship where you desire, own property, have food, have money, have transportation, you'd better take a step back from the never Trump or the Trump hater narratives. Take a breath and look deeper into your own personal safety and your family's lives. I'm going to make a bold statement here in closing. You can either apply it or you can reject it. If you reject it and you do not receive my wisdom, you could in the end be part of instituting the end of America as we know it. So here's my closing statement. We only get one chance to win this war against socialism and the overthrow of our nation. We must take back our House of Representatives, keep the Senate, and re-elect President Donald J. Trump. So any vote for any Socialist Democratic Party candidate in any race will be a vote for destruction. Together, we must join together as one voice, not party, and fight for our nation to continue to heal and defeat the socialist agenda. That means that voting red is to save America and voting blue is voting to destroy America. That choice is yours today, but after November the 3rd, 2020, you may never have that choice again. So I'm asking you to please think before you vote in 2020. God bless everyone. God bless you, Patriots. God bless our President, our First Lady, our military, and God bless America. Thank you.